That's all right, though. We got the mandate extended. We kind of need to, I think, get a military, just in case we actually need to go to war with the crown. So I'm very tempted to say we get a fort there and a fort there. Alternatively, I could put the fort down by the water. That's kind of tempting. Could put a fort over here as well. I guess that space is probably not going to be used for much else. Yeah, let's do a fort there. Why not? It just means if we need to go to war with them, then we can. I'd rather pay for my independence, but, you know, if it's war, it's war. You know, that's kind of where we're at. Now, let's see, 2,000 rum in here at the minute. That's not bad because we want to export only 300. Eesh. We'll be able to complete those right away, though. So that might actually be a good thing. We might be able to get a lot of money from that. And a lot of money from that means we might be able to go into making cigars, which is also a very good thing. So let's see you give me shed loads of cash, please. It's not quite as much as I wanted, but okay. So one of the rum things is done. I feel like we don't want to... I feel like sugar is maybe something to go into. Oh, no, gold. Absolutely. Absolutely gold. Could also maybe do the Teamster's office up here. Let's see. Export trade route with the crown. Absolutely. I wonder if we... Well, it doesn't say we need houses up here. Hold on. How much gold have you got at the minute? Not a lot. Increase efficiency, decrease job quality. Yeah, we're going to do that. We could give them a house out here, and I'm thinking we could also give them a Teamster's office out here. I just don't know if we need another Teamster's office out here. It might just be a waste. I guess we'll hold off. I also realize I didn't actually rebuild the chapel that I got rid of. Might be worth doing that just to, you know, add a little bit of happiness to the island. Yeah, let's do it. Let's throw the chapel in there and maybe a grocery as well. I think we'll get a grocery. Seems like a thing we'd probably want. Kind of annoying I can't seem to get it in there. I mean, I understand why it bases it on the tiles, but there's, like, that should fit. It'd be nice if that fit. Let's see, what about back here? I guess there technically works. What about... I mean, that works as well, technically. What about in here? That's kind of a nice spot for it. It takes up one tile of the farm, but that's okay. We'll get the grocery in there, and that'll work out for us. Research complete, not bad. We're actually almost done with all of this this research here, which is great. And then we can go to edicts and say, you know, food for the people or whatever. Citizens consume 2 units of food when eating. You know what? I am actually going to do that. No free lunch. Increase capitalist standing. Mandatory siesta. I think we'll do that as well. I know it costs me money to do those things, but I think I'll do that as well. Because I can. Pretty much.
I must say
Hey, there we go. Extend my mandate, please. Let me also go here and say, let's just keep on the rum exports. And maybe sugar. Maybe sugar. That might not be a bad idea. Now, let's see. You have a lot of sugar backed up. You have a decent amount of coffee. You have a decent amount of sugar backed up. You have not got as many logs as I'd like, but that's okay. And then you have a decent little bit of gold as well, so that's fine. Alright, so far so good. Let's have a look at the almanac. We have a couple people homeless. They are poor and well off. So I wonder, I mean, you need to be rich or better. You need to be well off or better for a country house. Okay. Well, what if we were to throw a little country house there and a little country house there? And then what we could do is say, put a small park on that corner. Put a small park on that corner. And then if we've got a couple of people that are poor, I mean, just more bunkhouses, really. We can get a full block of them here if we wanted to. Get a block of them back there as well. I honestly might throw a couple of bunkhouses in there, or we could throw them behind the fort. That is also an option. I reckon we throw them here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We'll just do a full block of them, and that should solve any problems we have with homelessness for a while. We don't have anyone that's... Let's see here. Fulfill an export trade route. Consider it done. We have a boat coming in, so... should be able to do that pretty easily. Should be. Let's have a look. 4 people that are poor, currently homeless. They'll hopefully get to move into one of these. Let's quick build just to see.
I must say I'm
Hey, there we go. All right. 8 homeless citizens at the minute. Bit awkward. Definitely a bit awkward, but that's fine. We'll make it work. We'll absolutely make it work. Let's see. How's this doing? 375 gold. Do we even have Teamsters going out there, I wonder? I genuinely have no idea. I really, really don't. Let's see. Rum. We need to stay on that rum export. That is kind of where all of our money is coming from right now. We actually could double up a rum export thing. We absolutely could. We have a lot of rum just sat in there.
It's nice to have choices, isn't it?
Let's see. Fulfill an import trade route. Eesh. Okay. I don't really want to do that, but we might have to. Might just have to be a thing we do. Which is annoying, but whatever. Let's see. So, I kind of want to keep exporting rum, even though they only ever want 300 of it. I don't know if I want to buy this trade license. I think what we'll do is maybe wait on that trade route, and I think we could maybe go ahead and say, get me this Pirate Cove. Because we've been meaning to build this for a while, and I'd kind of like to. So let's throw the Pirate Cove up there. Let's get our little road going out to it. Just like that. And I'd like to set that to be high priority, even though it's the only thing that's actually being... Oh, no, it isn't the only thing being built right now. Okay, that's fine. We just need the revolutionaries to approve of me more than they do, and I think the Pirate Cove is probably what's going to help with that. Now, let's see. Boat, please. There's a boat. You took your time. I'd really like more boats, man. I'd like more freighters to be coming in. Hey, there we go. All right. Give me some revolutionary immigrants there, please. And you can maybe loot coffee, corn, and gold. Seems like an idea. Let's queue that up. Let's queue up. Maybe rescue educated castaways for a couple of runs there. Try and steal all of those at some point as well, or not. We'll just get Stonehenge. That's fine. So we'll get all of that going. Should be fine. Should be able to make that work. And you should be bringing me a decent amount of money. Or not. That's fine. Let's see. Let's keep the, Oh, here we go. So this is what we need to do. Export it to the smugglers for better money. That is what we need to do. Right. So let's see what we can do here. Can we export anything interesting to the smugglers? Not currently. That's fine, though. We could probably do with exporting a bit more gold. And I'm really tempted to get this trade license. I think I will. It is going to put me in the negative for a while. But I want to import some stuff from the crown here. So let's import something cheap. Tobacco is relatively cheap. Let's import that. Let's go ahead and import the tobacco. And that'll keep the crown relatively happy. Now the good news, oh, they sent me some foreign aid, nice. Now the good news is that now that we're exporting to the smugglers, we are going to get a lot of money. We're going to get so much money from exporting to the smugglers here. Which should turn things around a little bit. As for you, absolutely no gold. You want a circus? Yeah, we can do that. A circus is actually quite cheap, isn't it? It's 2,400 for the blueprint and then 4,800. It's a big tent! How is it 4,800 for a big tent? Yeesh. Alright. Alright. Let's throw the circus right there. That'll knock us down into the negative again, but I'm hoping that, you know, these rum exports are gonna keep us going. We've almost filled this place with rum as well, which is great. Oh, hold on a minute. Do we need more people working here? We did just complete a trade route as well. We've actually completed a couple of them. Interesting. Let's stay on the coffee export. Let's stay on the tobacco export. And we could try and export more rum to the smugglers. Let's get some revolutionary immigrants. Let's extend the mandate. And I'm honestly thinking that maybe more Teamsters are going to be a must here. Because I'm wondering if that's maybe why we're not seeing as much stuff get moved around. So we could throw some Teamsters back there. Technically throw them here as well. I think we'll throw them out there. And you know what? Quick build that because I can. And we'll set the salary a little bit higher too. So that should let things move around a bit quicker. We're going to have double the number of Teamsters that we had. So hopefully that means that we'll see a bunch more rum get stored at the docks. And I do mean hopefully. Now this is actually empty in terms of sugar, which is less than good news. Let's see here, produce corn. We're not actually growing corn right now, but I guess we could. Could grow some down here. I suppose. Could grow some back here as well, actually, which I might actually do. I know that's not a great spot for it, but... well, maybe right there for some corn. Let's do one. And... one. We'll do one. We'll do one. We don't have the money to do loads of them. Alright, we got another boat coming in. That was some good money. That was some very good money. Don't mind if I do. What can we export here? We can export fish. We can export sugar. We aren't actually exporting tobacco, so let's keep up the tobacco exports right there.
It's nice to have choices.
Build a coconut harvester. We can do that. That's actually quite cheap. So a coconut harvester can go right up here. Throw it right there. Let's get that done. Mandatory siesta has reached level 2. I don't know what that means. I don't really know what that means. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what it means when an edict levels up. I mean, it's obviously, I assume it's a good thing, but I genuinely have no idea what it leveling up actually does. Anyway, let's have a look at the almanac. Again, we have a few people homeless. They are poor and homeless. So what if we were to throw... what if we do a bunkhouse there? And a bunkhouse there. Couple of bunkhouses out by the gold mine. And can I see where these homeless people are? It's like you. Where do you work? Logging camp. Logging camp. The fort. The tavern. They're kind of just everywhere. Maybe we need more homes up here then too. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll get that built. We'll give them a little bit of road there so it just circles around, and that'll hopefully, you know, keep them happy. Hopefully. We shall certainly find out. Now let's see. We have another boat coming in. We have 26,000 in expected revenue. See, this is what we want. This is what we want right here. And there we go. Extend the mandate. Let's keep the trade routes going. We want, let's see. We want tobacco and coffee and logs going out to those guys. We could send some gold out to them as well, which we're going to continue doing. And that seems fine. It is very much the rum. It's the rum to the smugglers that's very much saving our lives right here. In fact, buy me another trade license and let's say more rum to the smugglers. Let's get more rum going out there. And I'll tell you what we'll do. How's this looking down here? Decent amount of sugar. I want more. So sugar. We have plenty of room to grow it. So let's say sugar there. And sugar there. And I think we'll throw a little bit out here too. So something like that to keep the sugar going. To keep the rum going. But we are probably going to want to start looking towards the Cigar Factory, which is actually going to be during World Wars. So maybe a lumber mill and a tannery? Actually, ranches. Because we can get some hide from these. So let's throw the ranches 1 and 2 for cattle. We can get some hide from that, which we can export, or we can turn it into leather. Crocodiles will actually just give us leather. Which is interesting. I might actually do crocodiles. Just to immediately get leather. That seems like a dangerous thing, but also kind of fun. Could throw it up here. Can actually get 2 of them up there. Let's do that. Let's get a couple of crocodiles in there. We can export hides. We can export leather. Sheep will give us wool and milk. So we could do some sheep as well. Definitely seems like an option. I mean, maybe. I'm very tempted to say that we go for like wool and milk as well, because we can export all of that. But let's hold off on what we've got thus far. We've got quite a bit of construction to do. I don't think we're going to need another construction office anytime soon. I mean, oh, we can actually upgrade the construction office a little bit. There we go. Yeah, a couple more jobs going there. And let's just say that's high priority because I can. Let's see. Trade route with the crown. We can do that. We have a bunch of them already, so we're going to be okay. I've also got 99% of the support of the citizens at the moment. That's kind of nuts, actually. That is kind of nuts. Now, let's see. No one actually lives out here. That's depressing. That's... okay, then. Okay, then. No one wants to live out there. Whatever. Fair enough. We did just get a bunch of money from a freighter again, which is beautiful. All of our trade routes still exist, which is also beautiful. So let's keep that all going. And you know what? Just quick build these. We have the money. Just quick build all of them. Quick build this and quick build that. Quick build you and quick build you. Oh, hello.
As much as I do, Governor. We have
it is time to declare independence and pay the crown.
I knew you had
Fantastic. So that brings us to the World Wars. Okay. We need to juggle relations, side with one of 2 opposing superpowers, and send commandos on raids. So let's start with this. All citizens can vote. We're going to have a militia. We'll confirm. Job done with the Constitution. Let's pause real quick, though, because there's more trade available. So we actually can't currently export rum, which is worrying. We can export sugar, tobacco, We can export logs. We can export meat. We can export corn. We need to get coal, potentially. Steel is worth a fair bit. Canned goods are worth a fair bit. And then over here we have nothing. Eventually we can export cigars though, so we're probably going to want to do that. Now let's have ourselves a little look here at construction. So, I want the cigar factory. So this we can either produce, we can turn pineapples or fish into canned goods. That actually needs electricity. We can get cheese. Cigars really seem like a great idea. But they're expensive. I don't think we can afford it just yet. Coal and iron to steel. Steel and nickel to weapons. Cocoa and sugar to chocolate. I know we can't get these yet. Could go for houses and apartments though. Go for restaurants. I'll tell you what, let's hold off a little bit. I know we've got a bit more trade we could do here, but let's just hold off and speed things up. Although actually, in saying that, we are probably going to want things like the embassy at some point. I think we're also going to want... We're going to want a fire station, so let's get that as soon as we can. And let's throw a fire station just... maybe up there. It's a little bit out of the way, but it's a good spot for it. And then the commando garrison we need as well, but I also kind of want a... I kind of want a police station at some point. I do kind of want that. The bank will be good as well, because that'll actually generate interest on my treasury. Maybe we want to go for that as soon as possible. Anyway, let's just let things go. Let's let things just run. We have a boat coming in. We have a boat coming in. Made us a teensy bit of money. Nowhere near as much as I would have liked. Nowhere near as much, but that might give us more trade routes. So let's see. Iron, boats, cigars. Cigars are kind of the way to go. Boats are very good as well. We probably want to start getting those, but let's say cigars. Let's say... There's nothing really there. More tobacco, possibly. We'll send out more tobacco. I think we're going to have to. Sugar is actually worth a little bit more, but that's all right. We'll send that all out. We'll hope for the best. But it really does seem like cigars are kind of where it's going to be at here. All right, the other boat's coming in. What do we got here? We actually got 16,000 in expected revenue. And climbing. So we might be all right. Let's go to here. Let's go to this. Let's get the blueprint for that. We can't afford it, but we can hopefully afford it after we get this 16,000. Or potentially more. Who knows? Let's add a second shift to this as well. And a second shift to you as well. All right. So we got good money from that. Let's pause real quick. Let's go to Cigar Factory. And where is this gonna go? Tempted to say behind the palace, but that seems like a weird spot for a cigar factory. So maybe out here. Maybe the cigar factory can go out here. It's a bit of a distance away from everything. Also, does it emit pollution? It does, a little bit. So maybe we don't want it next to our farms. What about up here? This seems like a spot where it could work. Let's throw the cigar factory up there. Let's get a road leading out sort of to it like that. And that'll do for the cigar factory. Make it high priority. And we'll hope for the best on that. We'll definitely hope for the best on that. Could get another we're actually already exporting cigars technically, so we're gonna be all right, I reckon. There we go. So the revenue's still doing all right. Raid complete. We want a prison. Okay. Sure, we can do a prison. Invite the allies to an embassy. We can do that as well. That's no problem. We can do all of this. A protest has started. What's up? What do you want? Higher health happiness? We can try it.